tab that you go through and fly back the lights at the lights. Every now and then, fight with the sight, that you show in the escapade. That's the arcade, pixelated party lesson, they unafraid. Karaoke, scream, sing.
Time for a shameless self-promotion shout-out. It's the holidays, and I think for the holidays, you should be checking out my merch. My latest product available on Postmortem, of course, is the final zine of the year from yours truly, the Seths Gear and Ammo Christmas catalog. So let's take a look at the Seths Gear and Ammo Christmas catalog, currently available at Postmortem and Drive-Thru. Thank you, Grim Jim, for working with me, and thank you to all the amazing artists who contributed the art, and thank you to all the amazing fellow creators who worked on this with me, especially, of course, my very good friend, the Dungeon Janitor, Aaron Cornelius. Check out his stuff. All right, there we go. This is my catalog. If you've been following the other catalogs, then you know it's all been themed around the idea of this imaginary store, Seths Gear and Ammo. And similar to Target, they put out a catalog, and each catalog has had a theme. This theme is Christmas, and it's grown and grown and grown to be more of like a zine. The eventual goal is to be a zine, like, you know, several of the other zines. Obviously, Shadowdark and OGL and D20 type stuff, you know, but just definitely having some fun. So let's take a look. On the cover, of course, we got our girl, our mascot, Aki / tag / whatever you want to call her, our pink-haired princess who has been the mascot of my product line since 1997, all dressed up in her cute Christmas best, ready to bring you gifts of presents and joy and tittelinis. Here, of course, we have the shout-out on the first cover to Seths Games and Anime. There's my time-traveling dad, Mark, and my old friend, Tristan Marks. And, of course, we have the dedications and the shout-outs and stuff like that. And then we have the Seths Gear and Ammo Christmas Catalog Table of Contents, the introduction. First thing we have is cryptids. C is for cryptids. Well, why cryptids? Because Santa is a cryptid, right? The Krampus is a cryptid. And cryptid starts with the letter C, and I'm wanting to grow the product past just simply being a magazine about gaming stuff to be sort of a larger zine type thing. So this month I wanted to do all things that started with the letter C under the theme that, Christmas. So Christmas cryptids. So we have a deep look into all the different cryptids all over the world, explanation for what the scientific definition of a cryptid is, the running theory about why there are sightings of Bigfoot / Sasquatch in every country of the world, and some interviews with actual people who study cryptids. And then we have the various cryptids, including Bigfoot, lake monsters, which are the two most popular. Pretty much anywhere you go, you will encounter stories about a Bigfoot-like creature and a lake monster. If you live anywhere with a large body of water, chances are you have a lake monster. And if you live anywhere on the planet with even like 5 feet worth of forest, chances are you've got a Bigfoot. I mean, we have Bigfoots here in Ventura. So, and then I do it state by state. I list two or three of the different ones, and then some of the theories as to what they are. Here in California, where I live, amongst all the other ones, including the coolest cryptid in the world, the Fresno Nightcrawler. We have here in where I live at Site B, we have the Charman, we have a Headless Horseman, and our most recent is the sightings of the quote-unquote Ventura Vampire, Ojai Vampire. These have only begun to appear after the 2018 Thompson Fire. I don't know why it's called the Vampire, but generally it's believed to be the ghost or spirit or something of somebody who died in the fire. People have reported seeing a small child or children wearing pajamas and plastic masks. So that's a new one. And then we go through state by state, including some of my favorite ones. I mean, it's hard to top the Fresno Night Stalker. I mean, that probably is the coolest, but it's a pair of pants. I mean, it's a giant pair of pants. I mean, how can you not be cool? Something's being so each state and their specific cryptids of note, and some thoughts as to what they are. Then, of course, can't talk about cryptids without talking about Roswell. And, all the different states, alphabetical. If we're going to talk about cryptids, we also got to talk about Elvis. And I talk about the time I got to interview somebody who actually knew Elvis, about whether, Elvis is alive or dead. We got the, cryptids from around the world. And the Christmas cryptids, the dark elves, the Krampus, and the flying reindeer. And of course, Santa Claus. And here's Tag, whatever you want to call her, encountering the Krampus. Apparently, Krampus thinks Tag has been a bad girl this year. Then moving on, chapter 2. What is the biggest thing everybody goes for Christmas? It's electronics. And what's the most electronic thing you can get? Cybernetics. So chapter 2 is all about cybernetics for your Shadowdark game, or any game that's D20. So here's a whole bunch of different cybernetics and rules for cybernetics and rules for cyber psycho and biosculpts, and just general revisiting one of my favorite genres, cyberpunk and cybernetics. So we got a whole bunch of cyberpunk, cybernetics type fun. Here's cybernetic Santa Claus. Yeah, there's some nightmare feel for you. Then we've got some magic items. These were all made either by suggestions from others or by my good friend, the Dungeon Generator. This is C for Christmas toys. So here's some toys / magic items featuring the art of Aaron, the Dungeon Generator. Here we have the history of eggnog. I wanted to really try and understand what the whole deal with eggnog things is. My entire life I've been like, what's up with eggnog? Why is that a Christmas thing? So I decided to research it. I decided to go down the rabbit hole of eggnog. And it gets pretty weird, especially in the early days. It's not just this weird, frothy, egg-based drink with nutmeg and alcohol in it. It gets pretty bizarre, especially the inventions of it. And basically, from what I could tell, regarding how eggnog came to be, it sounds like it was just sort of a bet. Like sometime a long time ago, somebody said, "Dude, I dare you to put an egg in your rum," and somebody else went, "Okay, I will." And that was it. Basically, it was a sign of wealth. Eggnog was a sign of wealth. Eggnog was basically in the 1800s, you saying, I'm rich enough that not only do I have eggs, but I can waste them by putting them in alcoholic beverage. That's how rich I am. And somehow it just became a thing. Why is it connected with Christmas? Because warm eggnog was something you offered friends who were coming over to show how wealthy you were, basically. And then when alcohol became outlawed or hard to get due to tariffs or various wars, people had to find things to make their alcohol last longer. So they would mix it with fruits and spices and whatever else happened to be laying around, including eggs. At one point in time, they even mixed eggnog with animal musk. Yes, animal musk. Yes, the thing that a skunk sprays at your face was once something you drank. So that's how weird eggnog is. And here's the entire history of it. I also go into the history of Black Friday and my personal history with Black Friday and how Black Friday started. And then finally, I cover perhaps the most frightening thing to come out of Christmas, Elf on the Shelf. What the hell is up with that elf? And then we have our references. And this is like $5, $7 over on drive-through and postmortem and stuff like that. So if you're looking for something to do for Christmas and you want to support your old pal, the OG GM, use the link down below and check out yourself a copy of the Seths Gear and Ammo Christmas catalog. Get all the previous ones I've done as well. They're all relatively cheap. They're chock full of gaming related goofiness, and they all feature our lovely little mascot, Tag, Aki, whatever you want to call her, who's been the mascot since 1997. And of course, because we're all adults. We got to, and look at me, I'm cute, and I got pink hair and goggles, and I'm dressed for Christmas, and there's my tittlinies, and there you go. This is the last one for the year. I won't be doing any more of these till next year. Who knows what the publishing future for yours truly holds. Hopefully you appreciate the stuff that I've been making for you guys and will continue to support me. Thanks to each and every one of you. Happy holidays.
There she goes, screaming, flying, tag of lights at the lights. Every now